We live on the radio station. I've been playing Mary Mary. I know they haven't made any music lately. If they have, I'm behind. But The God in Me, I love that song. And that was Brother Marvin Sapp, you know what I'm saying? It's not a religious interview that we're about to do. It's just the truth. And you're live at UNG radio station. I'm in the building right now, and I'm blessed and honored to be accompanied by two special people. Drove all the way from IE, Upland, San Bernardino area. All right? Pastor Donald Rucker and his wife, the one and only Ethel Rucker. You know what I mean? You guys been putting in a lot of work. You guys have been married 38 years. I want to talk about it. And I want to talk to you guys about the books that you got going and the Christian Development Center where you're helping out a lot of people, saving lives, helping out with food. I'm not exactly sure if you help out with bills or utilities, I should say. But you guys are doing a lot.
Yes.
All right? And we really appreciate that. It's hard to get people out here to help right now. All right? So first of all, welcome to your radio station. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing real good.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for coming out. Y'all was on time. Y'all did your thing, you know what I mean? How was the drive?
It was
Drive
good.
was easy. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be crowded. You know, for some reason we go live at 6, 7, and in between 5, 6, 7, and 8, LA traffic, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always tell people to be here at 6, because we don't start till 6:30. That way they'll be here by 5:45, you know, because we show up late.
That's exactly what we did. We wanted to beat the traffic, so we left early.
Yeah.
But very professional,
Yeah.
very professional. Now, let's start here. Ministering, how long have you been a pastor, Pastor Donald?
23 years.
23 years.
Yes.
You've seen it all.
Seen it all.
Been around the United States,
Yes.
doing it.
Nothing surprising.
Nothing surprising. All right, man of God. You guys been married 38 years?
38 years. 39.
39?
He's 39 this year.
You've been through the ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
You got kids?
Oh,
We
yes.
have 5 kids.
5 children.
I had 2 before we got married, Anthony and Shirley. Wonderful relationship with them. And then we have our 3, Daniel, David, and Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you know, I mean, that's a beautiful blessing. I got children too, you know. We are fulfilling God's plan for us and, you know, to continue multiplying in our generation.
Absolutely.
All right, they don't want us really to, you know what I mean? They want to do the population control. But hey, we're here to take care of business, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what the radio station is here for. We're here because we have a voice of the streets, all right? And these radio stations nowadays have been watered down. They're only playing music that's out to destroy us, not to be disrespectful, but it's just the truth. They're playing a lot of negativity so the youth can pay attention to that, so they think that certain things are okay. Even in the commercials, even in the television shows, they got a lot of craziness going on, you know what I mean?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So let's talk to you guys and see what you guys are here to do to knock that out. So, because you guys have a Christian Development Center.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine you have a bunch of children, families that come there maybe for help or guidance or just support or want to be a volunteer.
Yeah, why don't you share a little bit there?
Yeah, please tell us a little bit.
About the ministry.
Okay, well, we started in our home with our 3 reluctant children.
Right.
Yeah, and so 23 years later, what God birthed out of it is our marriage ministry, which is called Enrooted Love, the food and clothing pantry, because my husband had a desire to want to fulfill that scripture in Matthew, talking about giving to feeding the poor, and if you've done this to the least of me, to these, you've done it unto me. And then we do a financial literacy class because we understand we grew up without father figures in our home. We didn't sit around the table and learn how to do credit and bills and things like that.
Right.
So we started the Joshua Project where we teach financial literacy, and then we do, what else?
Parenting class.
Our parenting class.
Parenting classes at certain ages.
Yes, well, most of them are court approved, so people can come from the court system. They're mandated to come, so it's not a certain age, it's they're mandated to come. We do a biblically based because we actually went through that system, so we know what it's like. And we're on the other side when they were accusing us of different things, and we were like, we're going to stand on God's word where it says, spank, you know, you got to discipline your children, and they were saying, spare the rod, spoil the child. That was the thing that they had said about us. And we're like, yeah, we're going to stand on that because we believe that God's word is true. He brought us through, exonerated us of all charges. And so we said, we'll take that challenge. They were like, you should start teaching people about how to raise their children. We said, we'll take that challenge.
That's right.
And that's when we started our parenting class.
And that's what we've been doing. We've been giving parents tips and tools to really help raise kids in the 21st century without, putting God to the side. Because it's about God's principles never change. His
Right.
methods.
That's right. It's His work.
Yeah, so we try to help them understand that if you're going to build a successful family, you can't do it without God.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
That's deep. So you really a believer that he has you on a mission.
Absolutely.
no doubt about it.
That's right. So are you guys the owners of this church? Or you just working?
Yeah, we started it in our home, like my wife said, 23 years ago. We're the
Wow.
founders,
Mm-hmm.
the visionaries, all of that. And so we've seen God do what he promised to do because he asked us to start a Bible study with no people.
Mm-hmm.
No
So you guys were
promotion.
talking to each other at one time.
Just our three elected children.
our
But
three
now
elected
it's
children.
it's in another level right now.
But he promised me that he would draw people to us as he drew the animals to Noah. And he's been doing that for 23 years.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a major blessing. Some people haven't even lived 23 years on earth, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
23 is a long time, you know what I mean? You guys been married 39 years.
Mhm.
That's a lot of work, all right? I respect that, all right? It's tough. Now, I'm not put you guys' age in like that. But 39 years in the marriage game is really serious because people can't even hang 39 days. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And it's so much temptation, so many distractions. We target it as a people. There's so much stress in the black household
Yes.
where America has put stress on the black man. You know, you got to go to work to get the money to pay the bills. You're under pressure. If you're late to work, you can get fired. You don't want to argue with the wife at the house. The wife is the backbone, the side man, the side woman. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on. And then you guys took on another field by opening up a church, helping out the community. It's so many different windows of opportunity in the church world. You know, you can become a nonprofit organization. You can help people with food, utilities. Like I was saying, guide folks. You know, what's like your biggest challenge in that 23-year progress? Can you think about one of your biggest challenges?
Oh, sure. It's getting people to believe in themselves.
Okay.
That's the biggest challenge.
So you saying that a lot of people come to the church and they don't believe in themselves?
No,
Wow.
that's really the challenging work. Is to get people, God's people, to believe that he believes in them.
Okay.
And if you think about it, God does believe in his people because he gave us his son.
That's right.
He has more faith in us than we have in ourselves.
Yeah, people nowadays, they give up kind of easy.
Mhm.
But they have God in the wrong light. They see the do's and the don't. And God is not like that. God is relational.
Mhm.
I love the way Jesus portrayed him as a father.
Okay.
Well, as a father, you know, he's very forgiving. He's very compassionate.
Yes.
He understands to live this life. It is a walk. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall.
That's
So
right.
he's not there to punish you.
Right.
Christ did all of that for us.
I got you.
Now we just got to learn to build an intimate relationship with him.
Right.
And most people don't want to put that work in because they can't see him. They treat Jesus as though he's still dead.
Wow.
But Jesus is
Most
alive.
definitely alive.
Yes.
But most people don't believe that. Because if they did, they would live that way.
Mm. Good point. Good point. All right. A lot of people, they're dead in their minds.
Yeah.
All right. So they don't want to believe that there are other spiritual blessings running around.
Well, there's a lot involved in that because the enemy now, the Bible talks about in 2 Corinthians 4, that he's blinded the minds of people to the glorious gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. So Satan is doing his work to deceive people where they will not believe. And you said it earlier, through the music, through our educational system, through our governmental system, through all of these things, the systems of the world, is all entrapments to blind us to the truth of who God is and what God wants to do in each and every person's life.
You made me think about something.
Yeah.
This is 2022. 20 years ago, you know, religion, I don't want to call it religion. Help me where I'm going with it. Remember they had religion in school.
Mhm. They did.
Am I saying it correctly?
They had prayer.
And they also had a class, I believe, that's kind of like they would study a little bit. They did.
They took that out. They took a lot of things out. You can't go there and get a wood shop, auto mechanic, can't do too much of nothing.
No.
So people come to your facility for those type of guidances?
Yes.
Is that right? How do you guys, how you weighing out on that? People need jobs, they're looking for a place to stay. You guys have,
But God has been tremendously gracious to our ministry. I mean, tremendous. We have tremendous partners because God executes his will through partnership.
okay.
We got people like Metro Honda and Acura and Montclair. We got the city of Montclair. We have Stater Brothers.
Target,
We have Target.
Catholic Church.
Hey, brother, that's big. Target, that's large.
But all of these people are working with us to accomplish now
County.
God's objective. And
Wow.
That's what I love about it.
How y'all end up landing that contract with Stater Brothers? Stater Brothers is all about money and money only. They just trying to sell stuff off the shelf.
Well, State Brothers is a huge contributor in the community and giving away things and helping the community. They really do have a vision for empowering the community.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they have no problem.
So they have like yearly gifts back for Thanksgiving and stuff like that? Is that what you're basically going at?
Well, for us, what they do with us, they help contribute to our food and clothing campaign.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they're an entity that really do believe in reaching back out to the community. Yes.
Wow, and I like the way you guys, I did my history/research on you guys, and you guys are doing you guys did some YouTube interviews with some folks.
Yeah.
You guys kind of sort of do marriage counseling a little
Oh,
bit?
yeah, spiritual advice.
Okay, I got some family and friends that want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this right here like this. We're gonna go for a quick break.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my number out there for everybody to call in. If you want to call in, you want to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Rucker, you can call at 706-940-9505. Once again, 706-940-9505. You can call in, you can talk to them, and we can build. They're not going nowhere. We're going to talk to them about the book that they got going. They brought some books for our guests. The one and only Dwayne Shiggs and the one and only Stephanie Shillings. And make sure I get that right. You know what I mean? So it's no joke. We're going to talk to them. Everybody today is book writers. Arthur's Day. We should just go ahead and declare today as Arthur's Day. All right, because a lot of people don't know. If you want to hide something from us, you put it in a book, is what they said, right? And the internet world has kind of taken our book away. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're not going to let that happen.
Right.
We're going to continue to push these books because it's power in the Word. All right, y'all? It's UNG radio station. Don't go nowhere. We're going to a quick break right quick. We're going to talk to the people and have a good time, y'all. All right?
Amen.
Let's do it, y'all. UNG radio. All right, we're back live. You know what I mean? UNG radio station. We got the one and only Pastor Rucker in the building. Donald Rucker, you know what I mean? And his lovely wife, Ethel Rucker. We'd like to talk to them about the book. Now, earlier we was talking to them about the development center that they have in the IE. One thing that I got caught slipping on, I forgot to ask you guys where it's located, so if anybody wants to reach out to you, they'll know where to go.
Well, we're located in the great city of Montclair at 5080 Kingsley, and our service time on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I wanted to say, well, I read about it, right? And the main thing that stuck in my mind was the food pantry. All right, what days do you guys help with food?
Every fourth Saturday of the month. It's once a month. Every fourth Saturday from 8 to 12. That's our distribution time to give back to the general public. Just last weekend, we fed over 455 people.
Wow, are you guys passing out bags or boxes, or they can come in and sit down and eat?
Yeah, no, they come. It's USDA goods, along with vegetables and fruits that we give to them. We package it up that Friday night, the day before the distribution, and then they come and pick it up.
That's a
Well,
great
actually,
blessing.
we're still putting this drive-through because of COVID restrictions still.
Right.
Still,
Oh, that drive-through can get hectic sometimes.
yeah, but
Wow.
it's fun though. It's
Okay.
exciting to see a line of cars of people
Right.
waiting to be helped. And I mean, it's
Right now, people in need, they need help.
Yes.
The pandemic has really knocked people out of position.
Yes, it has.
No EDD, no unemployment. You know, some people are getting denied for food stamps and things like that. They're getting less hours, they're not getting the full 40 hours.
Right.
Things are going another level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we was talking earlier, the prices, everything is going up. The gas, the food, but they're not giving out more money.
Right.
So people are going to have to actually do right with their money. You're going to slow down on spending so much money in certain, don't go to McDonald's so much. Slow down on McDonald's. You don't need to go to the casino. Stop doing some of those things and save your money so you can actually catch your blessings. You know what I mean? God is blessing you. If you got a refrigerator, a microwave, a spoon, you got 2 pairs of shoes, you got a car, you got a blessing.
Yes.
Some people are complaining, oh, I don't have the bag, I don't have this. Listen, you got that. You're just not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? There's some people in third world countries still living in real serious poverty. All right? Now let's talk to y'all about this book. Which one would you like to talk about first?
This way.
Okay, now, I seen you on YouTube talking to a young lady about that book. Is that about the marriage? Okay, you guys are somewhat marriage counselors.
Well, we say spiritual advice because if you don't go to school and get the degree, then you have to say spiritual advice.
Okay, spiritual advice.
Marriage advice.
So really, y'all don't need school. Y'all got 39 years experience.
Yes, exactly.
You don't need no paperwork to validate your blessing. You got 39 years experience. Y'all know exactly what to do and what not to do. And these youngsters might want to pay attention. You know, some brothers don't know how. I used to be mean towards, my woman, you know what I mean? And do certain things. You got to understand, you got to do certain things to open up the doors for people to love you back in a certain way. That goes vice versa.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And you got to understand you can't let certain negative in the house. You got to keep it positive. Because on one of the interviews I saw you do with this lady, you was talking about the communication part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know you talk about it in the book. Let's go. Let me know.
Well, this is our book. It's Misery to Marital Bliss. It has 10 principles that turned our relationship around. Because the first 3 years, we were bobbing and weaving. Because we came from both of us dysfunctional backgrounds, no father figures, no positive, didn't know how to respect men. I always holler out at my sisters because I know a lot of our homes are single family homes raised by moms. And when we get into a relationship, we don't understand how to interact with that male authority.
Wow.
So I did not understand. And I was like, you're going to tell me to do what? I got to do what? Submit to who? How?
Right.
And how do you do that when you don't even know how to respect a man?
Wow.
So those principles God gave me as I spent time with him, he downloaded how to do this, how to respect, how to honor, how to give due benevolence, all that's in here. And when I began to operate in that, he began to turn the relationship around to now we're business partners, lovers, working together. All that good stuff. Almost 30, 40 years later,
Okay.
and we're happy. Because, we say when we teach our workshops, you don't have to tolerate one another. You can truly celebrate one another if you apply these principles, because the principles can be applied to raising your children, dealing with business ventures. They're principles.
Yes.
So basically, it sounds like that book is like a book of instruction.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is.
All right. If you need some instruction, what's the name of the book?
From Misery to Marital Bliss.
From Misery to
To
Marital
Marital
Bliss.
Bliss.
All right. Now you said something that was very touching. You said that it goes vice versa. A man or a woman that was raised in a house with a single parent might not know how to apply themselves when they get into a relationship.
Most people
So, if a young man sees his father beat on the wife for so long, and then he disappears out the house, he might grow up thinking that's okay. Or if a young lady sees it, she might accept her new boyfriend to jump on her. Or, it's I don't want to just use that for an example, but I understand where you're going with it. It's so many, there's so much that goes on in a single parent house where a child / growing up to an adult might not understand once they get grown and get into a relationship. Don't know that there are certain levels that you're going to have to man up to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got something you ready to say?
Well, our environment, it conditions us. Wherever you live, it doesn't have to be a single parent home. Your environment makes demands on you. And so you're normally defined many times by your environment.
Okay, I like that. No excuses.
Yeah.
So if you live in a good environment, your uncle could be married for 30 years and you can learn from him.
Exactly.
Or the brothers in the neighborhood are actually doing good and you can learn from them. All right. So most families, like in the South and the Midwest, they'll adapt to a church. And the church, you can go there and you can get mentored by some people who actually are on the right path. And that's a good guidance. You know what I mean? There's some backsliders out there in the world, so most definitely you got to open your eyes and pay attention to what's going on, so you can be successful. Because the devil does have his children out here working to distract you on a lot. All right, so it's important that you pay attention. Don't be one of those people that's like a slow boomer. Pay attention. All right, that's one thing for us as people. We have to pay attention.
Yeah.
We need to know the truth from a lie.
Yeah.
All right, and that book. Where can people get that book?
Oh, they can come to our website, ChristianDevelopmentCenter.org, and they can order it directly from there.
Okay. Please go visit that website and get that book. And that'll knock off Jerry Springer and Maury and the rest of these old cheaters, them TV shows. You won't have to pay cheaters to go follow your wife or husband to go bust him in the club with another woman. If you check out the rules from Misery, say it again.
To Marital Bliss.
Marital Bliss to Misery.
From Misery. It was
From
miserable.
Misery. Oh.
First 3 years. Miserable.
It was miserable.
Yeah. To Marital Bliss. But I wanted to say on that topic that the tools, Pastor and I learned that we did not have tools.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how much we love one another, we just didn't know how to get along.
Okay.
And that's what we find out in a lot of relationships. they don't have tools.
No.
You have to have tools.
Well,
Just
I'm
like
gonna
building a
ask you,
house
hey,
and
but-
anything else.
Okay, 39 years. Did you marry early?
Yeah, we did.
And you think that might have been the reason why you didn't have tools?
No, not at
Or
all.
you were?
Not at all. We just didn't have good role models.
Ah.
We didn't have an example before of what success looked like in a relationship. So like I said, your environment has a great impact on your life. And so you come into a relationship, you bring in all of that conditioning that you picked up
Right.
into that relationship.
Right.
And unless you find some alternative, something that can expose you to better, normally you just go with what you know.
That's right.
So for example, like marriages, most marriages fail because people are not building on the right foundation. See, marriage is an institution. It requires work. You'll go to school to get a doctor's degree.
Right.
You send a dentist, a person who want to do dental work to school to do dental work. You send an auto mechanic to auto mechanic school. But when it comes to marriage, you just want to fly by the seat of your pants.
Right.
We have a manual
Right.
that we can operate from. And so my wife and I came up with the concept, if you treat your marriage like it was a business,
Uh-oh.
a business requires a business plan. So you gotta have vision. A business requires rules and guidelines, policies and procedures on how you're gonna govern that thing.
I got you.
Or else that business is not gonna, it's gonna fail.
Fail.
That's right.
Most businesses have policies, regulations, guidelines on how they're gonna govern business.
Right.
Same thing with marriage.
So follow the rules,
Yeah.
and you be able to apply yourself. I like that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you got to. There's no way around it.
That's right.
Love is
Not
never enough.
That's right.
Because if it was, there would be no divorce.
And you know the young world nowadays, they only get married for a couple of reasons. Because he got money or she got money or
Let
because
me
she's
throw this
attractive.
out. Sex is not an it either. Sex won't keep it going either.
I got you.
No.
Now, you
I'm
know,
just saying.
hey, now sex is very important.
It is very important.
It's highly important,
Very.
especially in my life.
We love it. We love it.
But, you know, making money to pay, take care of responsibilities, that's very important too. And respecting one another is very important also. So I like how you're saying that, let's be on the same level, you know. Treat it like a business, don't freestyle so much. You know, freestyling can't get you in trouble.
But
you know.
you need boundaries and rules on how we're going to interact if we get upset with one another.
That's right.
If we disagree.
Right.
Okay, how are we going to handle this conflict? What are we going to do about it?
Right,
What's the rule for it?
right.
You need a rule.
True.
Because you're not in marriage, you're going to disagree.
Fight.
You're going to fight. You're not going to see eye to eye.
All the time.
Is that
But
where
that
freedom
should not
comes in at?
shut down the
That's-
relationship, though.
Yeah.
Now, when is it a good time to break up? When it's time to break up? This is it.
Oh, you talking about from our
No,
perspective?
not, well, yeah, because you guys are 39 years in the game.
Well, this is what we learn. Your language or your mouth will determine your success. If you talk divorce and separation, that's what you're going to have. Life, death and life is in the power of the tongue. So we took that kind of language out.
I got you.
And we forced ourselves, we forged ourselves to deal with the conflict.
I like that.
The only time would be we don't believe in anyone being physically abused. That's the only time.
Physical abuse is
Yeah.
a
that's
man
not-
socking a woman in the face,
All
or a
of that.
woman always want to stab a man or something.
No.
You know.
You don't need to stay in that relationship.
That's right.
But other than that, you work past, you can work through anything if you apply the principles,
That's
if you
right.
the tools. And like my husband was saying, one of the things that I had to learn was to listen behind what he was saying. And not look at the facial expressions of the body or the tone. But what is he saying? Learning to listen from the heart. What you talked about, effective communication. We learned all this stuff. We didn't have any of this.
I got you.
You gotta understand. We had no role models.
Right. You said
And
you
we-
stepped into it blind.
No role models.
Right.
And then God began to download as we spend time with him to
Yeah.
be able to do what we're doing today, to give the instruction because we lived through it. And it's not just we're talking it, we've lived it.
How did your kids respond to it?
Oh, kids love it. Yeah.
To what, which brought you to what?
Well, are your kids grown?
All of them.
Are they married?
Oh, one.
One of them.
One of them's
My
married?
son's still.
How long she been married?
Going on 5 years now. Right?
Did she apply these? I know you guys have sat down and
She's
no.
learning
Total different person, huh?
She's learning. Her and her husband are learning.
Well,
It is a learning process.
True.
You know, because most people govern their life by how they feel.
Right.
And when it comes to walking with God by faith, you got to put your feelings to the side. Because God really doesn't, for lack of a better term, really don't give too much credence to your feelings.
I like that.
What he wants you to do is learn how to govern your emotions.
Wow.
You control your emotions. And let me just throw this out here for free. Your emotions really are like smoke detectors. You never see a smoke detector on the outside of a house.
Right.
It's always for the inside. To let you know that something is going on the inside that you need to address.
That's deep you said that, because the young black woman, because I've never dated outside my race, but the young sisters, they get mad if a brother cheat, and they want to break up, or fighting, or putting in jail. Call it. You guys deal with that a lot?
Well,
The couples that come up there.
I would say to my young black sisters, I think you give away your power too much. Because women are really, Eve got Adam to disobey his God.
Wow.
Bathsheba called David to sin and give up his kingdom. When you study history, the greatest empire has failed because of a woman.
Wow.
So our sisters out there today, they really don't understand the influence that they have with brothers.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true.
If women ever learn their true power, they would no longer be victims of their circumstances and
Absolutely.
situations.
Hallelujah.
Nicely well put. Nicely well put. Hey, that's powerful. Now, they're giving out truths, y'all. Pay attention, brothers. You know what I mean? Just don't come home and think that she's going to jump in the bed. She wants to talk about the job. She wants the food ready. You got to rub her feet. You got to talk to her, look her in the eyes, pay attention to her. You sure did that when you first met her. So keep it going. And then sisters, vice versa.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ask the man, hey, how was your day today? You know what I mean? And go from there, and let's work and make this thing happen. You know what I mean? Teamwork. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about this next book you got going.
Oh, okay. This one's Purpose, Passion, and Profit. This is an offshoot. It's a paragraph that I'm not a paragraph, a chapter that I wrote. This is along with what do you call it? Academy Award winners, film directors, multimillionaires, all that kind of stuff. These business owners,
All in
things
one
like
book.
that. Yeah, he's my business mentor, Kyle Wilson.
Okay,
And I meet
Kyle
with
Wilson.
him once a week, and we talk about all kinds of stuff. He actually is a contributor also to our ministry. He helps send money and give people connections because he believes in what we're doing. So
Passion and profit.
Purpose and profit.
Okay.
But not monetary all the time,
Okay.
just profiting in life.
Right.
And once you learn your purpose, and then you have passion for it, then you're going to profit. Funding will come, but you will profit by
That's
being a
right.
blessing to other people's lives.
That's
and
right.
profiting like that.
That
So,
kind of reminds me of what I said earlier. You got a microwave and 2 pair of socks, you got some shoes, you blessed.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So people think I got to have money.
Right.
Money is powerful, you know what I mean? But if you notice, they're about to take money away and put it all on Bitcoin and currency and all this. And they want to get rid of the paper money and want to go digital so they can monitor everything you do.
Well,
So, you know.
I don't know if that's going to happen in America.
Well, I was doing some study last night. In China, it's against their country rules. They don't even have certain things over there. They don't have Facebook. They don't have YouTube.
Yeah.
They don't have certain Cash App and all that because they don't want it in their country. The youth will start paying attention to that more and not know the rules.
Well, I say that because America hasn't figured out how to regulate it.
Okay.
If they can't regulate something, they're not going to introduce it into the currency like
I
that.
got
That's
you.
just not going to happen.
Right, right. And you know, America, they like to hold on to certain things. Like we know that the new world is changing into electric cars.
Yeah.
And people paying too much for gas right now, so they go with the electric. But then you have these older folks that want to keep attached to the 1927 long Cadillac.
Yeah.
They don't want to get rid of that. You know what I mean? So I understand where you're going with it. And a person like me, I got coins from 1800.
Wow.
I need to go, drop them off, see what I can, if I can benefit. You know what I mean? But I understand where you're going with it. You know what I mean? And the new world, like I said, they want to go to digital. But I was telling my son the other day, he's a senior in school. I was saying, he was, not too long ago, he was, Dad, you need Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, not really, because I need it, but I was telling him the reason why they're making it so they can monitor everything you do. Back in the day, you could get a check, if it was for $500, I could pay 3 or 4 bills and put the rest of the money up and do what I wanted to do. At the end of the year, if I was saving like that every week, at the end of the year, I have a certain amount of money. They don't know how much money I got. But with the digital world, they know exactly everything you're doing. You went to the Chevron 4 times last month. You did this, you did that. They know everything. They know exactly, your every footstep. You know what I mean? So that's something that we need to work on. You know what I mean? We need to work on that part of the game because it's going to be tough for us. What do you see us in 5 years?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, trying to get rid of what we're doing.
Where I see the world in 5 years?
Well, us as a people.
Black people?
Yeah.
Oh my God. My prayer is for us. I'm trusting God that we come into the enlightenment of who we really are and stop depending on other ethnicities to give us a hand up. We have enough money in our community to do what we want to do. We are the biggest consumers on the earth. It is not a lack of money in our community. It's a lack of wisdom and discipline.
True.
Why are you buying your kids Jordan shoes and they have no athleticism?
That's true.
That makes no sense.
That's right.
See, money is supposed to be used as a tool, and we haven't learned how to use money as some of the other brothers and sisters have learned. And we must be serious about this if we're going to stay in the game.
I got you.
Because with money comes power, then comes influence, then you can put people in office. But as long as you still making the Cadillac dealership or Mercedes, the number one dealership in the nation from us, then we're going to always be behind the 8 ball.
That's right.
Because I don't care how much you complain, I don't care how much you protest until you can pass legislation, nothing changes in our community.
That's G. Ethel, you want to talk about that also?
Oh,
Let's hear from a lady perspective.
I agree with everything you said.
I like Ethel. She won't get on your point.
I did want to say, though, that was really good, babe. I wanted to say that when he talked to the sisters in our community, because I really like to get to our sisters, learning to love yourself. He talked about their power, but a lot of times I believe we don't love ourselves.
True.
If we learn to love ourselves, we will put boundaries and things in place to safeguard us. We won't tolerate the abuse, like you said, physically. We won't do that if we truly have a good sense of who we are.
Yes.
How we love ourselves, our worth and our value. You're going to put some boundaries around yourself.
That's right.
Certain things you're just not going to accept. And you know that helps you to get rid of stuff before it even comes into your life. God had to teach me that because I came from a family where my mom, she would say, you're ugly, you're never going to be anything, you're never going to amount to anything.
Oh.
I grew up like that. So
Okay.
God had to begin to help me learn to love myself,
That's right.
embrace myself,
That's
value
right.
myself. So when I met him, there were certain things, we're going to have some dialogue. We're going to have some dialogue.
I got you. It's
Right?
only natural.
Because I love me.
That's right.
So, he came into the revelation of, this woman really, she loves herself.
That was those 3 years we talked about, where she was not trained. She was hard-headed and went follow the game.
Hey, that's a tough trial, a tough The thing about that is that us as a people, like you said earlier in the conversation, when people decide they're going to become a couple, they have certain rules and guidelines that they need to know. I always tell the sisters, don't call the police. I don't care how serious the situation is, because in this day and time, the police, they're not going to come over there and govern the situation correct anyway. They might end up shooting your husband or taking him to jail. Now you got to come out of your bank and go get him out of jail because you really love him. You just mad at him temporarily for a minute. And it goes vice versa. If the man is mad just because she did whatever she did, you don't have to punch her.
Yeah.
You don't have to slap her or whatever,
But the sister already knew that.
Yeah.
See, let's just be real. Most of our women don't ask enough questions. What's your credit score? Is that really your car? How much money you got saved? Do you stay with your mom?
Right.
See, don't ask those questions.
I got
They
you.
looking at us how fine they are and how good looking they are.
Right.
And then, you miss all the flags.
That's true.
Red flag.
It's a lot behind the look.
But you see,
Right.
you don't have to get to that point if you start asking questions, but questions will filter stuff out.
That's right.
You would be able to pinpoint that person's character by asking the right question.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, just paying attention, you know what I'm saying? The younger women, they do it. They where you work at, you know what I mean? They ask up front before they even give a brother a chance, you know what I mean? You got a bank account? You stay with your mom? They talking, so fellas, pay attention to what's going on so you can be successful in that lane, you know what I mean?
But then our brothers need to value our women.
That's right.
That we need to value them. They are not bees. They are not animals. We need to respect them also.
Right.
We always saying that black women got attitude, Well, we give them attitude.
That's true.
Because we don't respect them for who they are.
That's right.
And we need to honor our women. We need to respect them. We need to contribute to our legacy. You know, it's the black woman that have supported
That's
our
the truth.
community, man, since the days of slavery up until now.
That's right.
And then brothers now, they make a little money, and the first thing they want to do, they want to leave the hood and get a white girl or another ethnicity instead
Wow.
of pulling up.
That's so sad right now.
Instead of pulling up, you know, another sister.
Yeah.
What's
That's
wrong?
true.
No, but you see how society conditioned us.
That's right.
We still are living in those days of slavery, especially with the male population, thinking that you must have a light-skinned or another ethnicity.
They're trying to make it a yellow world right now.
Yeah, but you see, that's us.
Yeah.
We got to do something in our community. That's not the white man. That's not the Hispanic man.
That's
That's not
us.
the government. That's us.
I got you.
And then we listen to all of these artists, you know what I mean, who keep perpetrating your beat, your this and that. And you wonder why there's no respect.
True. They doing the white man's work. Not to be trying to say it like that, but they really
Well, it's
are.
exploitation. That's what it is. It's just exploitation on another level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, not to call it, would they call their daughters that?
Yeah.
Do they talk to their
I
daughters
got
and
you.
wives like
That's
that?
right.
Why produce it?
That's right.
Because it makes money.
That's the truth. Wow. So if you got some positive words out there and you put it on wax or, you know, a song, they're gonna kind of like push you to the back because it's not really selling right now. They want you to be lit. They want you to have chains on and watches and money and cars and women naked dancing on the videos and brothers shoot each other. That it looks nice on video for 1 second, but it's really negative, you guys. You know what I mean? It's not the right way. You know what I mean? If you need more information on guidance in the marriage world, please reach out to Brother Rucker right now and Ethel Rucker. Ladies, holler at the sister. She got a blessing for you. You know what I mean? The brother got some serious, powerful words. Most ministers, people afraid to speak to ministers because they think you're going to open up the Bible and lecture them for 10 hours. This brother right here, he's down to earth. You see him talking about the hood and Cadillacs. He understands that, you know, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? We have to talk about everything and be open-minded.
Yeah.
But we really can't help relationships.
Mhm.
We have the tools, we have the track record, we have the credibility. You do not have to be miserable in your relationship.
That's right.
All you need is proper information.
Yes.
And my wife and I know that information. We got the roadmap. We've already paved the way for it.
That's right.
I mean, what you said, we are extremely excited about each other. We're still dating.
That's right. I
And
like
that's
that.
because we put some things in place.
And are the kids out the house?
Oh, yes,
Oh, that's another reason. The kids are gone.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
Hey, now, before we get out of this, so funny. Say, praise the Lord. All right, now, before we get out of here, let's talk to you right fast about your up-and-coming event this Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it's the men's conference held through Lifeway. Apostle Chris Edwards out in Rancho Cucamonga had a vision to bring men together, to galvanize men and build black men up. So we can take our rightful position now, that as God created us to, and actually now be an influence or impact not only in the home but in the community.
That's right. I like that.
So black men have to be educated. Black men have to understand their value, and that's what this conference is going to do. We're going to lay down some tracks, we're going to lay down some rules, we're going to lay down some guidelines to help those brothers, you know, step into their position of power.
They need it because right now we're distracted. If you go back 20 years ago, the Jehovah's Witness was knocking at your door. Even though some people might not be, right now we're not talking favoritism or religion, but Jehovah's Witness was knocking at the door. Before you could go to the store to go get your can of beer, there were a couple Christian ladies trying to hand you a book, or Muslims on the corner trying to hand you a final call. There was some form of the word coming in your direction. Right now we don't have that. So when you get in your car and you drive to the store now, all you seeing is people vendoring.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All you seeing is harassment, vendoring, bunch of homelessness. It's going bananas. So the positive is kind of like being pushed away.
Yes.
So right here at UNG Radio, this is what we do. We talk to moms and pop store owners, book writers, poets, directors, and we get them in here and we talk to them, and they think that they're going to come in here, we're going to start talking about directing, and we go to the word. But then we will talk about the directing towards the end. So I think it's very powerful what you're doing with your church out there, the development center. You guys are doing good with that. You're doing good with your book. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need some guidance, reach the book. get the book, you know what I mean? What's the website once again?
www.christiandevelopmentcenter.org.
Please support, you know what I'm saying? Check out all the books by the family here, you know what I'm saying? Please reach out to the Rucker family. They in Upland, Montclair, California, and they're working hard, and I appreciate you guys for coming through. You're always welcome here. Anytime you want to come back, just let me know. Call me, come here. We have pop-ups in the backyard once a month.
Okay.
I like to call it Black Excellence.
Okay.
So we have 30 vendors tables back there, and everybody's selling stuff. Their independency, where they know their worth, they know their value. All right? Any last words you want to give out to the people?
Don't give up on God. He still has a plan.
That's right.
Even though the world is trying to exit him out of everything, God is real, and he's true to his word. He's true to his word. He never fails or makes mistakes about your life. All you got to do is just give him an opportunity, and he will prove to you he's not about religion. He's really about relationship.
I like how you said that, Evan. This is UNG Radio Station. Don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the love and support. All people rocking with us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, listening in at UNGRadiostation.com. I got Stephanie Shellings in the building, the one on Dwayne, Shiggs, and I got a special R&B singer that's about to come through, sit down and talk, and she got a new song. She got a lot of music right there. I want the world to know what's going on with her. Y'all check us out right here at UNG Radio Station. All right, y'all? Until next time. All right? Peace.